Hello, hi, how are ya? It's your boy, Jordan. I get to talk to you today. Austin hit my line and was like, Jordan, do you want to talk? And I was like, yeah, I do. We're gonna get straight into it here. I'm talking to you today about my boy Job. And Job is, without a doubt, in my opinion, one of the coolest and just flyest characters within all of the Bibles. I get to talk to you about him today. I'm super stoked about it because I've learned a whole lot about my boy Job. I've learned a lot from him, and just his entire character and who he stands for as a person is one of the most inspiring things, and it's why he's one of my favorite people in all of the Bible. So right here in Job 1:1, chapter 1, verse 1, it says, Job, that man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and shunned evil. So I'm telling you right off the get-go, in God's word himself describes Job as blameless, upright, one who feared God and shunned evil. So, I'm just telling you, when you read that in verse 1 of a chapter, you know this dude's about to be good. This dude is someone that we want to take notes on, and we want to figure out what he's doing and why we aren't doing it the way that he's doing it. Okay, so I'm just excited to talk to you about Job today because one of the most inspiring, humble characters in the whole book of the Bible, in my opinion, and there's just so much that we can take away from this guy. So if you could go ahead and read Job 1 for me, or at least just have a general understanding of Job's story and situation, that'd be great, because I don't really want to go into a Spark Notes sort of situation where I'm talking about what happened with him. Rather, I just kind of want to tell you about the takeaways that I've gotten to take from him, and hopefully we can learn something from it together. So let's glorify God here a little bit. So basically, right off the bat, after the first 3 chapters, literally everything that Job has in his life is taken away from him, despite... Oh, hey, Rush. Yeah, not right now, buddy. Sorry, my cat's meowing. Yeah, the first 3 chapters, Job loses everything. I'm telling you, his family, his wife, his kids, his herd of sheep or whatever it is, his house, it's all taken away. And basically, in that culture, that's all that a man works for his entire life. That's what a man prides himself upon. And Job has lost this. So it's not looking too hot for my boy Job right off the bat. But as much distress and grief as Job's carrying in this situation in his entire life at this point, because he's lost almost everything, the way he responds is the whole reason, and it just describes and emphasizes who he is and how much he relies on God. It's just beautiful because in his response, he immediately recognizes that God is still being in control of his life, as still being the center of the situation, and that these catastrophes that are coming upon him are in no comparison to the glory of God and to the future hope that Job has, because he knows him, and that anyone who lives in him can know themselves too. And so it's just crazy to see how Job responds, and I know it'd be really difficult for anybody to go through that, and it could definitely change the course of an entire life just through how much catastrophe he faces in a matter of days, a matter of verses in a book. But his response is one that's humble, is one that is completely dependent upon God, and is one that's looking more at the eternal aspect instead of the immediate impact of a situation. And that's just really, really cool. And I hope that we can all try and be more like that in responding to the situations that are happening to us externally and internally every day, because there's a whole lot going on right now in the world, and it doesn't seem to be looking like a whole lot of fun. But how much better off would we be by acknowledging God as the answer to the problem here, as the answer to the situation here, instead of trying to manage everything that comes our way on our own? Job would have been helpless without his faith. This story would have been a sob story if not for the fact that Job was a faithful man, a blameless man, and an upright man. And so I think that that's the thing that we can take away, is that even when things look terrible on the outside, that our God is there to redeem us and is there to bring us joy and peace on the inside. And that's what's going to get us through any situation. And I know that right now in the world, it's pretty bad. It's not too fun. We've lost probably a lot of things, if only, temporary even, but we've lost a lot of things, and so it's hard. But what Job did and what we can hopefully do is recognize God as being the center of any situation, as being in the middle of the problem rather than being, in the back of it. He's right there, and he's ready to help us. He's ready to make us strong, and he's ready to bring us peace amidst the chaos. And that's really cool, and that's really inspiring, and that's kind of what Job has taught me individually. And from the world's viewpoint, Job was a dead man walking. He literally had nothing left. He worked his way up to the top of the totem pole, only for it to come crashing and burning in a matter of days. And so it's heartbreaking. It's really bad. And like any outsider probably saw Job as just a man without hope at this point. Yet as the story wraps up, we see God's provision. We see God's plan unfold, and it shows a story that is not heartbreaking, but it's actually redemptive, and it brings glory, and it brings eternal joy, and it shows that even when you go through a situation, even when there's a period of tribulation or a trial that you have to face, no matter how painful, no matter how big or strong it may seem, that the God who is with you during it is so much bigger. He's so much stronger, so much more able, and so much more willing and desiring to help you get through that thing, and to help you be glorified, to help you be peaceful and be joyful throughout and after the situation is said and done with. So I hope that you guys can take that away from Job, and that inspires you to read a little bit more about him, because I'm telling you, he's the dude. He's awesome. But yeah, that's kind of all that I have to say. I have so many more notes on Job. And if you guys want to talk about him with me, hit my line. Let's do it. I just want to share a little quote here as we end things. It's by this guy, Matt Chandler. It says, quote, "Without a heart transformation by the grace of God, we just continue to manage internal and external darkness." And it's just crazy, the heart transformation that Job went through, and how that helped him in this situation, and how it helped him in his life. And, if someone were to write a book about your life, or someone were to write just a couple chapters about maybe a big situation or trial that you had to go through, would the outcome of the story be heartbreaking, because we tried to manage things on our own, or you tried to fix it on your own? Or would it be beautiful because there's a heart transformation that takes place that gives God a chance to be glorified and a chance to bring you through that tribulation instead, and rather than you trying to be big and strong on your own, admitting your own weaknesses and admitting that you are nothing if just a piece of dust in God's great plan. And so it's really humbling. Job is really humbling. And so let our prayer today be that we can have a heart transformation to be more like Job, and that we can be touched by Jesus, so that we don't have to face the cruel, wicked pain that this world brings alone, but rather we can rely on him, trust in him, and love him every day. And in turn, he can make us and help us love other people more and bring them to him, because he's awesome. That's all I got. Like I said, I got way more notes on Job. I have more points to share, but I'm already over 8 minutes, so I'm going to cut it. I love you guys dearly. I miss every single one of you. I hope y'all are staying alive out there and still killing it and being bougie as ever. Just keep loving God, keep trusting in him, and I'll see you gangsters later. Peace and love.